It's like J.Lo like was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Check it out. Can I rock with you to something? I want to dedicate a song to you. Check it out.
Which one?
Nah, you gotta just get ready. You good?
Look at that beard.
You like the beard? You like?
You know I like that.
At first, I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know.
Jennifer Lopez just got exposed for her shocking role in Diddy's alleged criminal empire. Word on the street is that Jenny was so to Diddy's operation that it has been rumored for a period of time she might have been his handler and helped orchestrate all his freak-offs. And the most shocking thing is that Jenny got exposed for this very thing by Elon Musk and Joe Rogan not too long ago. Now, people are asking why Jenny hasn't been arrested yet, because if the rumors are to be believed, she is as bad as Diddy. And to make it worse, she allegedly kept silent when Diddy allegedly committed one of his most unspeakable acts. Guys, you better hold on to your seats, because what I am about to share will change how we all see Jennifer Lopez forever. So, do any of you guys remember when Jennifer Lopez used to be Diddy's girl? I know it's hard to picture today's Jennifer Lopez anywhere near the chaos surrounding Diddy right now. But rewind to the late 90s and early 2000s, and they were that couple. At the time, Diddy was unstoppable, literally dominating hip-hop, running Bad Boy Records, and living the ultimate flashy lifestyle. And Jenny, she was on fire. Her career was just exploding. She had hits on the charts, movies in theaters, and red carpets on lock. So when these two came together, it was basically the celebrity power couple blueprint. They first linked up while working on Jenny's debut album on the 6th. She was fresh off her first divorce. And Diddy, well, he saw the moment and shot his shot. Diddy once said it was love at first sight, but Jenny wasn't sold right away. She reportedly wasn't feeling his whole bad boy energy at first. But that didn't last long. The more time they spent together, the more the chemistry built. And soon enough, they were a full-blown thing. Their first big public moment came at the MTV VMAs, and when they stepped out together, it was over for everyone else. The headlines couldn't get enough. The street-smart rap mogul and the glamorous Latin pop princess. It was an unexpected match, but it worked. The paparazzi loved them. Fans obsessed over them. For a minute, it really looked like they were unstoppable. But just like all of Jenny's relationships, that too was full of drama. The most infamous of all is an incident that took place back in 1999 when arguably Diddy truly started showing his true colors. Get this, it was a cold December night when the breaking news hit. Jennifer Lopez and Sean Diddy Combs had been arrested after what can only be described as a Hollywood-style police chase through the streets of New York City.
Weird that Puff and Jennifer were at that club, because that was kind of like a very regular hip-hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
You had a bunch of ballers in there and a couple of them that were just being extremely antagonistic towards Puffy and his group of friends. From that point forward, you know, alcohol kept flowing and tension kept building.
Puffy and Shine allegedly got into an argument with another partier shortly before 3 a.m. Someone tossed a wad of cash at Combs as a sign of disrespect. Suddenly, all hell broke loose.
Now, for years, the truth of what truly happened that night was unclear, but thanks to a lawsuit filed years later, we now have shocking details that showed just how close Jenny and Diddy were and the lengths Jenny went to protect Diddy. Allegedly, and this is where things get wild, that fateful night in 1999, Diddy handed Jenny a weapon, yes, an illegal pew-pew, and told her to bring it into the club. While inside the club, things took a violent turn. Diddy reportedly got into an altercation and used the very weapon he had Jenny carry. The result, 3 people were seriously injured. Chaos erupted, and the trio Diddy, Jenny, and rapper Shine, who went to the club with them that night, made a break for it. What followed was a high-speed police chase straight out of an action movie, tearing through the heart of NYC. When the police finally caught up with them, they discovered a stolen weapon in the vehicle.
According to police reports, the couple jumped into the backseat of his SUV. Puffy's driver and his bodyguard were in front. Officers arrived as the SUV pulled away. They ordered the driver to stop. Instead, he swerved around a patrol car and led cops on an 11-block chase. Police finally forced the SUV to pull over. Officers discovered a loaded on the front seat. Meanwhile, back at the club, detectives slapped the cuffs on Shine.
Everybody was booked, including Jennifer Lopez. They spent the night in the precinct.
She was crying a lot. She was a mess. Probably what was going through her mind is her career flashing before her eyes.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested or handcuffed or, you know, go through all that kind of stuff. It's a really traumatic experience.
Now for Ms. Lopez, this kind of drama was completely out of character. But for Diddy, let's just say this wasn't his first rodeo. The media went absolutely feral. The headlines were insane, the paparazzi had a field day, and the public couldn't believe that Jennifer Lopez, glamorous, poised, rising to superstardom, was now tangled in a criminal case. But get this, Jenny was out within the hour. Charges dropped, just like that. Diddy and Shine, though, not so lucky.
Charges against Lopez were dropped.
The reason Miss Lopez was dismissed is because if you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a gun was found in the front, our cases would be dismissed.
I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do with a shooting that night in a nightclub, nor did Jennifer.
Still, the tabloids kicked into overdrive.
There was a shooting, there was a car chase, and Jennifer Lopez was prominently part of this picture. And she suddenly looked like a gangsta.
She wasn't in trouble for anything, but you couldn't get away from the media coverage of how she was involved in the situation.
As if the situation wasn't messy enough, prosecutors later claimed that Diddy tried to bribe his driver, offering him a cool 50 grand to take the fall for the weapon. Imagine thinking that would actually work. When the dust finally settled and the trial was over, Diddy managed to walk away acquitted. Shine, on the other hand, wasn't so fortunate. He ended up serving 9 years behind bars for his role in that chaotic night. Oh, now is when the story takes a scandalous turn, because if you thought the original club incident was wild, what followed is straight up betrayal, courtroom chaos, and allegations that will leave you questioning everything. So here's the tea. According to Shine, the real story behind that infamous night isn't what we all thought. Allegedly, Jennifer Lopez and Diddy conspired to throw Shine under the bus hard. Shine says that when they walked into that club together, he was armed. Yes, but not the one who fired the shots. According to him, he had 2 weapons, one tucked at his waist and the other hidden in his boot. And guess what? No one at the door searched them. They just walked right in. But here's where it gets murky. Once inside, Diddy gets into it with another guy. Things escalate fast. Shine, caught in the middle, reaches for his weapon, but allegedly, the shots that injured 3 people didn't come from him. They came from Diddy's gun. The same one that, according to Shine, was being carried into the club by none other than Jennifer Lopez and Natanya Rubin, the woman who got shot in the face that night. She's been saying for years that she saw Diddy pull the trigger. Back then, no one believed her. But suddenly, her story doesn't sound so far-fetched anymore. And here's the kicker. Shine claims Lopez never even mentioned that Diddy allegedly forced her to carry the weapon. According to Natanya, Jenny kept quiet to protect Diddy. After the chaos, Jennifer made bail first, then Diddy, leaving Shine alone in a jail cell. And when Shine tried to call Diddy, radio silence. No calls, no visits, just ghosted. Guys, Shine says it was Diddy's legal team pulling the strings, telling him to cut all ties and pretend Shine didn't exist. Instinctively, Shine said, I think Puff's lawyers told him, distance yourself, act like you don't even know this guy. And that's exactly what Diddy did, but it doesn't stop there. And just when you think it couldn't get any messier, we go back to Natanya Rubin. She later said that during the court proceedings, Jennifer Lopez lied under oath, claiming that Diddy never had the weapon that night. This isn't just a case of wrong place, wrong time. It's a web of power, manipulation, loyalty, and betrayal, Hollywood's darkest secrets wrapped up in one unforgettable night. But this wasn't the only time Jennifer was at the scene of Diddy's many alleged crimes. Get this, rumor has it the feds have just uncovered never-before-seen footage and photos tied to one of the darkest nights in Diddy's history. And guess who was allegedly right there by his side the entire time? Jennifer Lopez. Now, before we dive in, yes, we've all heard whispers about this night, but what's reportedly just come to light could blow the whole story wide open. Here's what's being said. Allegedly, the feds are now taking a hard look at those resurfaced surfaced images from the night Diddy is accused of assaulting a young person who was 13 at the time of the incident. And in those very images, Jenny was right there, side by side with Diddy. Guys, the photos show Diddy in a white t-shirt and baseball cap, one arm against the wall, leaning in close to Jennifer in what appears to be a heated, intense exchange. Nobody knows exactly what was said, but let's just say the vibe was far from casual. And get this, just minutes before that moment, Jenny was reportedly spotted standing with her sister Linda, watching the party unfold from a VIP platform while Diddy played host and poured drinks. But here's where things get chilling. According to the lawsuit filed last year, a young girl, referred to as Jane Doe, was dropped off outside Radio City Music Hall, hoping to sneak into the VMAs. She was only 13 years old and didn't have a ticket. After being turned away, she tried asking limo drivers if anyone could take her to the after party, and one of them, allegedly working for Diddy, did just that. What he allegedly told her? That she'd definitely get in because she was just the type of girl Diddy was into. Guys, let that sink in. She's then driven to this exclusive after party, signs an NDA she never receives a copy of, and walks into a scene filled with celebrities. Names like Jay-Z and Jennifer Lopez mentioned as attendees, though only Diddy is named in the legal filing. At the party, she's handed a drink, reddish yellow, tasting like a mix of OJ, cranberry juice, and something bitter. Not long after, she starts feeling woozy, lightheaded, disoriented. Looking for somewhere to rest, she stumbled into a bedroom thinking it was empty and lay down. She didn't lock the door. That's when, according to the lawsuit, Diddy entered the room with two other celebrities, one male and one female. What happens next is horrifying. Diddy is said to have approached her aggressively, asking if she was ready to party, before allegedly assaulting her while the female celeb stood by and watched. Now here's the twist that has everyone on edge. The lawsuit doesn't explicitly name Jennifer Lopez as the female celebrity, but the timing, the photos, her confirmed presence at the party, and that intense moment captured between her and Diddy, it's raising serious questions. To be clear, no official accusations have been made against Jenny, but people are connecting the dots, especially considering how her name keeps surfacing whenever Diddy's darkest moments are discussed. Is she guilty of anything? We don't know, but the silence, the proximity, the history, it's all starting to look way too suspicious for some folks to ignore. That's why she got called out last year by Elon and Joe Rogan. On an episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, Elon Musk took a sharp jab at Jenny. This came right after her emotional speech at a Las Vegas rally for Kamala Harris, where she passionately warned people about the dangers of putting Trump back in office. But Musk wasn't having it. He threw Jenny's past relationship with Diddy right back at her. He reminded people that she dated Diddy from 1999 to 2001.
It's amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala, too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J.Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
Musk went on to say, people in the music entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was like, kids basically, and yet they still fed him kids. Like, where's the accountability? They had to know. Y'all, let that sink in. Now, this is where the whispers get louder. Musk's comments have reignited old Hollywood conspiracy chatter that Jenny may have had silent knowledge of Diddy's dark dealings. And with the FBI reportedly digging deep into party guest lists, old footage, and witness testimonies for Diddy's trial, insiders say no one is off limits, not even A-listers. Rumors are swirling that some very familiar names might be called in for questioning. And guess whose name fans are buzzing about? Jennifer Lopez. With new allegations, old footage, and mounting lawsuits all closing in, people are starting to ask, was Jennifer Lopez just a bystander at those now infamous parties? Or is there more to the story than we've been told? Anyway, let me know your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other videos so you can keep up with all the Diddy drama. Till next time, bye.